500 years ago, the great Renaissance explorers like Magellan, like Da Vinci as a thinker, gave us this push to explore. And we saw our Earth's oceans as people. Now we explore our oceans as one people from different views, because we are just at the cusp of being able to see places you wouldn't imagine and ask the questions about these other ocean worlds that are coming. And they'll be part of our culture. Think of that. We will be able to detect things with new vehicles that I'll talk about in a second, and ones to come across the world as one people to understand how other oceans work against our own. Today, we are just about ready to announce the first observations for all of us by a vehicle about the size of Magellan ships, the James Webb Space Telescope. Think of how far we've come from drifting across the oceans at the limits of navigation to what we can see. So from the ships of Magellan and Elcano who returned to these new cosmic messengers, we have an opportunity to work together, to learn together, to build on what we saw for the last 30 years. We push our limits together to learn and react to what we see. And so we're going back to the moon too. We've been there 50 years perhaps ahead of the time, and we're going as people. But the moon will open our eyes to living off planet beyond near-Earth space, which is an economic frontier, to a space frontier that will give us the training to go farther. So we're now ready to restart exploration in another hard place. We're going back to the moon, we're at Mars, we're going to the oceans, and it's been decades since humanity from this planet visited the biggest atmosphere in our solar system. 97% of the atmospheric mass in our solar system on rocky planets is at Venus. Because some of us believe, some scientists, not all, that early Venus was like an early Earth, an oceanic world with different conditions that may tell us about exoplanets with oceans too. And what if those oceans became an opportunity for Venus to develop what we know as life? And then that life, being evolvable, transitioned, as Venus lost her oceans, to a kind of life presence in the clouds of Venus, which are massive and swirling and super rotating around this crazy planet next door. What if this is true? We don't know. 100 years ago, people thought maybe Venus is the place where there are extraterrestrials. Little did they know the real Venus, of course. We're going to surf the cosmic waves to bring with us spacecraft that look more like submarines, to go through the atmosphere with the tools of today. We use those tools to study the oceans, to study other worlds like Mars. What if we brought those to Venus? And we'll use the techniques that we now use to explore the history of things on Earth in other worlds. This is the gallery of our nearest neighbors. And while we seek neighbors beyond, across the cosmic oceans, these are the neighbors we need to learn about and understand. So thank you all, and thanks to Magellan for having me here.